Welcome, gents. Why Sigma males don't forgive easily and what they do. Instead, let's be real. Forgiveness sounds noble, but for Sigma males, it's not always the smartest move. You're not the kind of man who hands out second chances like candy because you've seen what happens when people don't value your trust. You've worked too hard building your world to let someone waltz in, wreck it, and get away with just a sorry. But here's the thing. It's not about being bitter or holding grudges. No, Sigma males don't operate like that. You choose wisdom over wounds, strategy over sentiment. When someone crosses you, you don't sit around brooding or plotting revenge. You level up. You turn betrayal into knowledge, pain into power, and mistakes into lessons that make you untouchable. This isn't about being ruthless. It's about being smart. You understand that forgiveness isn't always the answer. It's a choice. And sometimes the better choice is letting go, building stronger boundaries, and moving forward with clarity. So if you've ever felt like the odd one out for not forgiving easily, this is your sign. You're not wrong for protecting your peace. You're not weak for choosing distance over drama. You're a Sigma male because you live by your own rules. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Stick around and watch the video because we're about to dive deep into what you do instead of forgiving, and why it makes you stronger than most people will ever understand. Let's get started. Number 1. They lock you in their irrelevant zone. When you wrong a Sigma male, don't expect a dramatic confrontation, a heated argument, or even a heartfelt conversation. That's not their style. They're not interested in emotional outbursts or giving you the satisfaction of knowing you've rattled them. Instead, they have a far more efficient approach. They lock you in their irrelevance zone. What does this mean? It means you're no longer part of their equation. Your actions, your words, your very existence, none of it has any impact on them anymore. They don't waste time or energy trying to make you understand what you did wrong, nor do they wait for apologies or explanations. To a Sigma, forgiveness is too costly if it requires emotional labor on someone who's already proven themselves unworthy of trust. But this isn't bitterness or hatred, it's indifference. True indifference. They won't hate you because hate still involves effort, and they're not about to waste energy on someone who doesn't matter anymore. You become invisible to them, a ghost in their world as they continue moving forward with their plans, unbothered and unaffected. This might sound cold, but it's not about cruelty. It's about self-preservation. Sigma males understand that their energy and focus are their greatest assets. Letting someone who's betrayed them linger in their thoughts or emotions would only give that person more power than they deserve. Instead, they redirect all that energy back into themselves, their goals, and the people who truly matter. Being locked in a Sigma's irrelevance zone isn't something you can talk your way out of. Once you're there for good, and for them, that's not punishment, it's peace. Number 2, they harden without losing their softness. When a Sigma male faces betrayal, he walks a fine line between two dangerous extremes, becoming too soft through blind forgiveness or turning bitter by ignoring the pain altogether. Neither option suits him, so he chooses a different path. He hardens without losing his softness. It's a delicate balance, but one that defines his resilience and wisdom. He doesn't let betrayal crush his ability to be fair or just. He knows that closing himself off entirely would only rob him of what makes him unique, his ability to navigate the world with clarity and measured compassion. Instead of reacting emotionally, he strengthens his boundaries. He learns where to draw the line, who to trust, and how much access to grant people going forward. His walls don't go up to shut people out, but to keep his peace intact. At the same time, he refuses to let betrayal poison his outlook. Becoming cynical would mean carrying the weight of someone else's wrongdoing, and that's not a burden he's willing to bear. He evolves, yes, but not into someone jaded or distrustful. Instead, he becomes sharper, more selective, and more grounded in his principles. This balance is what makes Sigma males so rare. They can look betrayal in the eye, take the lesson, and move forward without losing their humanity. They don't waste time on revenge or vindication, because those are emotional dead ends. Instead, they harden just enough to protect themselves while maintaining their ability to treat others with fairness and dignity. To a Sigma male, strength doesn't mean shutting down emotionally. It means staying adaptable, grounded, and true to himself. And that's a kind of resilience that most people will never fully understand. At number 3, they have a no BS mentality. Sigma males have a no BS mentality when it comes to forgiveness. They aren't swayed by empty words or surface-level apologies meant to smooth things over. They see through insincerity almost instantly and won't settle for anything less than genuine effort. For them, forgiveness is never a favor to be handed out. It's a process rooted in authenticity, and anything less is unacceptable. They know that people can offer hollow apologies when they're uncomfortable or seeking to avoid consequences. But Sigma males aren't fooled by half-hearted gestures meant to brush past the issue. They understand that true reconciliation requires more than just words. It requires actions that match the apology. It requires a consistent, genuine effort to acknowledge mistakes, take responsibility, and show real change. When Sigma males encounter insincere attempts at making things right, they don't waste time arguing or trying to convince the person otherwise. They walk away. Without regret or hesitation, they choose their peace over forced connections built on falsehoods. They don't linger in situations where they feel manipulated or emotionally drained. Life is too short to invest energy in people who aren't willing to meet them halfway. This no BS approach protects their emotional well-being. Sigma males understand that maintaining control over their own happiness is far more important than salvaging relationships that aren't based on trust and authenticity. They aren't interested in maintaining superficial connections where the depth is missing and where actions don't reflect words. Ultimately, Sigma males demand authenticity because they know that anything less will only lead to disappointment. They value their integrity and won't compromise it for the sake of false harmony. Gentlemen, thank you for being part of this amazing community. You are valued. Number 4, forgiveness is earned, not given. Forgiveness is earned, not given, and Sigma males understand this deeply. They don't believe in handing out forgiveness freely or impulsively. For them, forgiveness is a privilege that must be earned through consistent, authentic actions over time. It's not a gesture meant to appease someone's emotions or fix situations quickly. It's a decision grounded in trust, accountability, and genuine change. Sigma males view trust as something fragile and precious, something that cannot be easily rebuilt with just words or surface-level apologies. They know that trust is built on a foundation of reliability and understanding. Without a solid foundation, forgiveness becomes meaningless, hollow, and ultimately ineffective. When someone wrongs a Sigma male, they step back, assess the situation, and demand more than just an apology. They need to see consistent efforts, actions that demonstrate true understanding and a commitment to doing better. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight or after a single attempt to fix things. It requires time, patience, and a willingness to prove that change is real and sustained. Sigma males refuse to settle for superficial fixes or temporary solutions. They've been burned before by empty promises and half-hearted attempts to regain trust, and they won't repeat the same mistake. Forgiveness is about rebuilding a relationship, not just moving past an inconvenience. It's a process of healing, and for that healing to occur, both parties must be fully invested in showing that they are trustworthy. Ultimately, forgiveness for Sigma males isn't about being nice or maintaining peace. It's about strength, clarity, and empowerment. They won't give their trust away lightly. And when they do forgive, it's because they've seen real change, not just words, but actions that prove it. Number 5, they use distance to heal. When Sigma males experience betrayal or hurt, they don't rush into immediate reconciliation. Instead, they create distance as a tool for healing and clarity. Time gives them the space to step back, reflect, and gain perspective. Through this process, they avoid making impulsive, emotion-driven decisions that could cloud their judgment and lead to regret later. Using distance allows Sigma males to detach from the immediate emotional fallout and focus on understanding the situation with clarity. They recognize that allowing emotions to dominate can lead to rash actions, fueled by pain or resentment. By stepping away, they give themselves the necessary time to assess not just what happened, but why it happened and how it affects their well-being moving forward. Distance isn't about ignoring the issue or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about creating a space where reflection can take place. Sigma males understand that healing requires more than just time. It requires a thoughtful process where they analyze the situation from a rational perspective. They seek clarity rather than closure, ensuring that when they eventually return, their response is balanced and well considered. During this period of distance, Sigma males also focus on self-care and personal growth. They prioritize understanding their own emotions, setting boundaries, and identifying the steps needed to avoid similar situations in the future. This approach strengthens their emotional resilience and empowers them to handle conflict with confidence rather than emotional overwhelm. Ultimately, using distance to heal allows Sigma males to navigate betrayal or hurt with strength and precision. They emerge with a deeper understanding of the situation, ready to make decisions that reflect their values and protect their peace rather than react impulsively out of hurt or frustration. Number 6. Forgiveness comes after closure, not before. Sigma males don't rush forgiveness. They understand that it's not about moving forward for the sake of peace or social ease. Instead, they believe that forgiveness comes only after closure is achieved. Before they can truly forgive, they seek a sense of clarity, resolving misunderstandings, holding those accountable, and ensuring that the wrongdoings are acknowledged. Closure for Sigma males means fully understanding the situation, not simply glossing over it. They believe that without proper closure, forgiveness becomes superficial, an act that lacks depth or authenticity. By addressing the root causes of the betrayal or hurt, they ensure that forgiveness is not given lightly, but rather earned through genuine accountability. In seeking closure, Sigma males engage in meaningful conversations and reflection. They aren't afraid to confront difficult truths, even if it means discomfort or confrontation. They understand that closure is essential for their peace of mind, allowing them to move forward with confidence that the situation has been thoroughly processed. Without it, forgiveness feels incomplete, a hollow gesture that leaves lingering resentment. Sigma males are strategic in how they approach this process. They carefully assess whether the other person has taken responsibility, expressed remorse, and demonstrated a willingness to change. If these elements are absent, forgiveness remains elusive. They don't believe in granting forgiveness to appease someone's emotional needs, but rather to protect their own sense of peace and personal growth. Ultimately, forgiveness for Sigma males isn't a knee-jerk reaction. It's the result of a deliberate, thoughtful process that ensures closure comes first. Without it, forgiveness remains just a word, without meaning or lasting impact. Number 7. Forgiveness is a form of power, not a weakness. For Sigma males, forgiveness is never about weakness. It's a form of personal power. They understand that forgiving someone too quickly can be more damaging than beneficial. By doing so, they risk losing control over their peace of mind and emotional well-being. Instead of reacting impulsively to emotional pressure, they view forgiveness as a conscious decision rooted in strength and self-awareness. Sigma males wield forgiveness as a tool, not a weapon. It allows them to reclaim their emotional balance, not hand it over to someone who hasn't earned it. They know that granting forgiveness without proper reflection can create a false sense of harmony, only to leave them feeling drained or disrespected in the long run. For them, forgiveness is about empowerment, taking back their inner peace and ensuring that it isn't compromised by the actions of others. This perspective stems from their understanding that emotional control is essential for maintaining personal integrity. Sigma males aren't driven by the need to seek external validation or keep up appearances. They focus on what truly serves their well-being and ensures they remain in a space of emotional clarity. Forgiving too quickly risks allowing someone to dictate how they feel, which can lead to unnecessary suffering. Additionally, Sigma males recognize that forgiveness isn't always immediate. Sometimes it takes time to process the hurt and understand whether a person truly deserves another chance. They prefer to observe actions over time and assess whether the person has shown genuine remorse and a willingness to change. Only then do they consider forgiveness as a means of reclaiming control rather than losing it. Ultimately, forgiveness for Sigma males is about self-mastery. It empowers them to move forward without being emotionally tethered to past wrongs. It allows them to set boundaries and maintain peace, ensuring that their emotional well-being remains in their hands, not someone else's. Number 8. Emotional detachment is the first step. Emotional detachment is often the first step for Sigma males when dealing with betrayal or hurt. When someone wrongs them, they don't react impulsively or let emotions dictate their response. Instead, they step back, taking a step back from their feelings to approach the situation through a lens of logic and reason. This detachment allows them to navigate the complexities without getting lost in a sea of emotions. Sigma males understand that emotions can cloud judgment and lead to decisions driven by pain or frustration. By stepping back and analyzing the situation objectively, they gain clarity. They examine the actions taken, the context surrounding the event, and the motives behind the wrongdoing. This process helps them avoid knee-jerk reactions that might harm their emotional well-being or create unnecessary drama. Through this emotional distance, Sigma males remain in control. They don't allow their feelings to dictate how they respond or interact moving forward. Instead, they assess whether the situation is worth their energy and focus only on what matters: healing, learning, and ensuring the boundaries are set to avoid future harm. This detachment doesn't mean they suppress their emotions entirely, but it allows them to experience them in a more balanced way. They acknowledge hurt, disappointment, or betrayal, but they don't let those emotions dominate their thoughts or actions. By staying grounded in logic, they protect their mental clarity and emotional stability. In the end, emotional detachment serves as a powerful tool for Sigma males to maintain their independence and strength. It empowers them to move forward, not by reacting impulsively, but by making deliberate, calculated decisions that align with their values and long-term well-being. Number 9. They let time do the forgiving. Sigma males don't rush forgiveness, and they certainly don't try to speed up the process. For them, time is the ultimate arbiter, an unbiased force that either diminishes the weight of betrayal or amplifies it into a permanent lesson. They don't waste energy forcing themselves to forgive or searching for closure through confrontation. Instead, they let time take its course, knowing that over time many things lose their power to hurt. When you wrong a Sigma male, you might see them moving forward, appearing unaffected, but that doesn't mean they've truly let go. They're simply allowing time to do the work. As days pass, the emotional impact fades, and the betrayal loses its grip. However, if the offense is deep enough, if trust has been irreparably shattered, it's never forgotten. It's simply archived in their mind as a cautionary tale. In this way, Sigma males ensure that they don't carry unnecessary emotional burdens. They understand that forgiving is different from healing, and not everything needs to be forgiven in the traditional sense. Some wounds are too deep, some betrayals too personal, and those don't simply fade. But even in those cases, the emotional weight begins to lighten over time as they shift focus toward personal growth and boundaries. For those who fall into the cautionary tale category, they become something more than just memories. They become lessons on trust, manipulation, and the importance of discernment. And once they've been stored, they're not easily revisited, but the lesson remains sharp, ready to prevent any future harm. Sigma males don't force themselves to forgive. They let time guide the process, and when necessary, that time creates an unbreakable barrier against repeat offenses. Number 10. They shift to observational mode. After a betrayal, a Sigma male doesn't react impulsively. Instead, he shifts into observational mode, detached, thoughtful, and calculating. Forgiveness isn't his priority. Understanding and discernment are. He doesn't forget the hurt, but he doesn't dwell on it either. Instead, he watches closely, gathering data from your actions to determine whether you deserve a second chance or if you've been permanently removed from his life. This shift to observation is deliberate. It's not about holding grudges or seeking revenge, but about ensuring that the same mistake isn't repeated. Sigma males understand that people are complex, and forgiveness doesn't erase the past. They analyze patterns, intentions, and behaviors to gauge whether someone truly understands the impact of their actions. or if they're simply trying to manipulate emotions to regain trust. In this mode, a Sigma doesn't invest emotionally or energetically into someone who has already proven themselves untrustworthy. They observe from a distance, waiting to see if genuine change manifests through consistent actions. If trust was broken, it doesn't return with an apology. It must be rebuilt through sustained effort. Until then, the person remains under scrutiny, as a lesson learned, not just a distant memory. This detached yet insightful approach allows Sigma males to protect themselves from future harm. They remain analytical, assessing whether someone is truly capable of redemption, or if they are simply a passing chapter in their life story. And if the conclusion is that they were right to let go, then that's where they stay, confident in their ability to move forward without being swayed by false promises or hollow gestures. In conclusion, Sigma males don't forgive easily because they understand the value of their emotional well-being and personal growth. Forgiveness isn't something they give out lightly. It's earned through authenticity, accountability, and consistent effort. They know that true healing comes from understanding, reflection, and clarity, not from rushing into forgiveness to avoid discomfort or maintain surface-level peace. Being a Sigma male means embracing a deeper perspective on relationships and emotions. They don't settle for shallow connections or hollow apologies because they've learned that real trust is built on solid foundations, not empty words. They set high standards for how they're treated, and rightfully so, because their peace and integrity matter most. While this approach may seem distant or guarded to others, it's actually a strength. It allows Sigma males to avoid unnecessary emotional baggage and maintain a clear sense of purpose. They understand that forgiveness is a form of power, not weakness, and by wielding it carefully, they protect their peace and ensure they don't repeat past mistakes. If you find yourself relating to these traits, know that being a Sigma male is about self-mastery and emotional intelligence. It's about creating boundaries that serve your highest good and seeking meaningful connections that align with your values. Don't shy away from your ability to analyze situations deeply or to walk away from relationships that don't bring you growth or authenticity. Stay grounded in your ability to observe, reflect, and act with intention. Trust is not something easily given. It must be earned through consistent, meaningful actions. By holding others accountable and standing firm in your values, you'll find the peace and respect you deserve. Embrace the journey of self-discovery and remember that forgiveness is a process, not a destination. You're not alone in this. There are countless others who walk the same path. Stay true to yourself and the right connections will come. See you in our next video. God bless you.